Hi, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is the 29th of November. It's a Sunday here. And we have a full moon lunar eclipse that's occurring at, I think, 4:30 in the morning here on the East Coast of the U.S. So I was just outside walking down to the office, and the moon is just enormous and glorious and beautiful out there. Very, very magical. I can see Mars in the sky now, starting to um, move direct. So it's moving further away from the Earth. And I can also see Jupiter and Saturn in the southeastern sky, I think it is, sort of getting closer and closer to the horizon. Of course, they are in Capricorn, and they will be meeting up in the first degree of Aquarius on the winter solstice here in the northern hemisphere, and the southern hemisphere will be the summer solstice. So here it's the shortest day, and down south um, it is the shortest night. So I just did a reading on the eclipse that's happening tomorrow. Later, it's tomorrow. Um, but I did mention that I would look at a couple of things that are going on in the world right now. The thing that somebody brought up in my reading, and that I've also been thinking about, is the whole incident with um, Iran and the top nuclear scientist that was assassinated. Now, I really haven't heard anything besides that fact. I unfortunately don't know his name, and so I apologize to you up front with that. It's not that I'm not informed necessarily, but I know it was a big, long name, and I would have probably not done it any justice anyway. But as far as I understand, he was somebody who wanted to work with the United States and the whole Iran nuclear deal. I think he was a proponent of that. So, and it's interesting because, with Trump moving out of office now, or hopefully, or well, eventually he'll be out. Um, there's a lot of things that are happening the very end that I think people are not necessarily paying attention to because of all this other, smoke and mirrors. Whenever he's doing something that's getting everybody upset, you have to always look to see what's happening behind the scenes that nobody's looking at. It's sort of like a magician, it's sleight of hand. It's like they make you look over here when something's happening over here. So, um, and of course, I think that Israel is involved in this, of course. Um, the right, at least the right wing of the Israeli government, which of course is Netanyahu, which I don't understand why he's still there, because he got elected out, I think, twice, right? Or maybe he didn't get a quorum. I don't know what I'm saying, but there was some issue. Maybe it's a technicality that he's still there. So that's going on, and then there was all kinds of other things going on with um, the specific planes. Rachel Maddow talked about it on her show. We had this deal to surveil Russia. It was us and I think the Union, the European Union, and Trump got out of the situation and then destroyed the planes. So, and they're very specific for what they do. Okay, excuse me, I just dropped some cards here. So there's all kinds of shenanigans going on right now. And I guess tomorrow Biden gets his first presidential briefing. It might be the first time somebody's actually read a briefing in 4 years, or going on 4 years, I guess. So, all right. So let's see. What is this whole Iran situation? Is it something that we need to be, uh, well, concerned about? Yes. Worried about? I don't know. I don't think worry helps at all. Um, I think being informed is important, and I think finding out what's at the core of things is important, and then going from there. But these things are very sort of undercover. So let's see what is going on with Iran and what this is all about. Okay. Okay, we have the Lovers card, which is a Gemini card. I wonder if Netanyahu is a Gemini. So with this Gemini, the Lovers card is about partnership, right? And so this is whatever was happening is due to an agreement between two partners. So there's two other countries involved in this situation. Let's see what's crossing it. Trump, the emperor. Um, this could also be the person who was killed was somebody who was willing to work with the United States, and Trump, the emperor, comes in and disrupts that. Really, in the only way he could. He's certainly not going to do anything to Biden. Okay, so at the root of it is money. So there's some issues around money. I think this might have something to do with oil. I think this might have something to do with oil. Let's see, at the root. I mean, at the in the past, we have the Father of Swords. So this is a military man, or the military. This could be the general. This could be the killing of the general. It happened at the beginning of the year. It's interesting at the beginning. I mean, it's not interesting. It's awful. At the beginning of the year, Trump went after the general, and is it Soleimani? That came up. Wow, I'm surprised I remember that. If in fact that's his name. And now at the end, here's another hit to Iran. And through this process, there's been all of these um, um, financial things that they're doing to Iran, trying to, I guess, bring down the government in that way. And Iran was one of the, initially anyway, the hardest hit countries with COVID. So, you know, you the United States foreign policy is being especially cruel. But of course, they're especially cruel to us too. So they don't really care about us. So I, what are the chances of them caring about the Iranian people? Let's see what's in the sky. The sun. So something will come to light. Something will come to light. I wonder if that has to do with the maybe maybe the person who mentioned Iran as a comment to my. Um, I should look at Iran's chart. They're in Aries. They were born in 1979, and yeah, I have to look at that chart and see how the eclipse hits Iran. Okay, I'll do that. All right. So, but the sun will shine. So things will be revealed. Things that, if we're questioning why and what and whatever things, we're going to see things. We're going to see things the next couple of. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. Um, I wonder if this is Edelman. Edelman. I know he's very, very rich, and I know he was a lot of what's been going on with Israel. I think is because of what he wants. I wonder if that's what this is about. Let's see how it looks from the outside. We have the Father of Cups. I think that's Biden coming in, sort of coming in on his wave, as it were. domestic situation. Two of Cups, getting back. So this is agreements. Hopes and fears. Taking an action that we can't back away from. The Ace of Swords. Outcome. The Daughter of Cups. The Daughter of Cups. Interesting. I always see the Daughter of Cups as um, an energy of offering something, good news, um, support, emotional support. Um, that's interesting. Let's continue and see what else comes up. Son of Pentacles. So this is the Knight of Pentacles. So we're dealing with, okay, we're dealing with things that have been planted previously. The Eight of Cups. The Ace of Wands. Um, Justice underneath. Oops, sorry. Justice underneath. The Chariot and the High Priestess. And Temperance. Wow. And the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, I like this. Oh, and the Fool. Geez, these cards. And the Magician. Wow, they all have. So, okay, so I know I picked a lot of other cards. So this is what it feels like to me. This is an attempt to put the brakes on, or put the kibosh on, or put a monkey wrench into the gears of the possibility of having agreements again with Iran. That's what it looks like to me. And I feel like it is in part a connection to Israel here. And I think Edelman, whatever his name is, the only reason I bring him up is because he's very, very rich. He's like one of the richest people in the world. And I know he's very close to Netanyahu and all that. And he wanted the thing to go to Jerusalem and all that stuff. So a lot of that was him. And I think a lot of the problem that Israel had, or maybe I shouldn't say Israel, Netanyahu had with us, was because Obama wanted to talk to the Iranians, which I think personally, my personal feeling, and this is just me, is that that's the place to go. We need to make friends with the Iranians. But I'm sure there are people that disagree with me on that. But that's just my own personal opinion, not necessarily have anything to do with this reading. But as it stands, the line up from, we have the Celtic cross, and then there's the line of cards that go up. And at the base of those cards is the Father of Cups, which I see as Biden. The domestics are the Two of Cups, and then the Daughter of Cups. I feel like there's going to be a softening towards Iran. I think there's going to be a softening towards Iran. And it looks like justice will come, and swiftly. And I see secrets being revealed, and a healing process, a healing. And then a new relationship with money. We gave them back the money that was theirs. And so I think that there'll be an easing off of the restrictions that Trump put in, and a new start, a new jumping off, and then there could be some power struggle there, but the Magician is more about control and an ability to work the energy efficiently and to manifest using all the elements. So that's what it looks like. It looks like this was an attempt to prevent um, the United States from getting into another deal with Iran. Um, and I do think that it was due to two parties coming together. Um, I want to say the United States and Israel. That's what I want to say, but I guess maybe I could ask that. Okay, let's ask that, but I want to use a different deck. Where's my other deck here? I guess I could use this deck. A lot of times when I do things on the Middle East, I end up using this deck. It's so strange. Okay, the what deck is this? Sorry, it's the fountain fountain deck. Okay, where are we here? Okay, all right. So let's ask this question. Um, and this is on my intuition here that there are two players in this agreement, two countries. Um, who is responsible for the killing of the Iranian scientists? Let's ask that question. Who is responsible for the killing of the Iranian scientists? Who is responsible? Saudi Arabia, I think. What's his name? Mohammed Sheikh, whatever his name is. Jared Kushner's friend. Who is responsible for the killing? Who is responsible for the killing? We have the Five of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and Justice. And Justice. So it looks like that there are three entities coming together. One entity is in chaos and fighting. One entity is trying to remove themselves from the fray. Again, I get the impression from these cards that um, that we're moving into a more peaceful place with this. Um, I can't say who this is. My guess is Israel and Saudi Arabia. That's my guess. And the United States. Those are the three entities I think that are involved here. But I think that that is ending. I still feel like there's going to be a justice for this situation and an offering and a changing of the way that we work with Iran or work against Iran, perhaps. All right, that's what it looks like to me. So, I don't like it didn't say to me like that's you're definitely right, that's who it is, but I feel like those are the three most likely candidates. My intuition says that. So, you can disagree with that, of course. Uh, all right, so that's what it looks like. Yeah, well, that's good news, right? I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible what happened. If it brings us, if things change and we start to move in a more peaceful direction with Iran, I think it can only help. And that being said, I think that's true everywhere. I mean, I know maybe I'm pie in the sky idealist with my Pisces moon and my angular Neptune, but I uh, I like uh, I like the idea of people getting along. I think that 2021 is going to throw some things at us that are completely out of our control, um, and it's not going to be because of a single person or a single um, country. I feel like Mother Earth is going to have a lot to say in 2021, and we're going to have to work together as humans to uh, to do what we need to do to reset things and to relate in a different way. The thing is we're going through such a profound change that doing things the old way, even the Iran nuclear deal that we struck in the Obama administration, it's not going to be the same thing as that. You know, there's an escalation in nuclear arms, and that is not something that we can afford to do. I mean, we can't afford it as humans. We can't afford it as countries. Um, it's ridiculous waste of money. Um, and in a time when most places need schools, most places need infrastructure, clean water. With climate change, they're going to have to move cities, and they're going to have to build things differently. And if we continue on this, like my nuclear bomb is bigger than your nuclear bomb, if you don't mind me saying, dick swinging that occurs with all this BS, um, then I think that we're doomed. So we can't go there. We can't remain there. We've been there, done that. Time to do it a different way. And I think that both the insistence of the planet and then the rising of the feminine, which is also part of the insistence of the planet, I believe, is going to dictate a lot more than we're going to be in crisis for. We're going to be going from one thing to another and trying to solve some big problems. And instead of creating more problems, we have plenty to solve as it is. So that's what it looks like to me. Of course, that could be my own thing. So take it for what it's worth. I haven't done much reading on it. I'm usually more well informed than that, but I've been trying to avoid things that cause me anxiety. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Much love. Take care. And what can you do? Because, what can we really do? You can hold the space for peace. Hold the space for peace. Hold hold the Iranian people in your heart. Hold the leaders, all the leaders in your heart, and hold them in a place of peace where they don't feel like they have no choice but to strike out or strike back or do any of those things that are going to further escalate a very terrible situation. All right, guys. Love you. Take care. Bye.